I'm Mrs. Sizemore, and today we're going to talk about world music instruments. So, normally when I talk about world music instruments, I have lots of instruments at my disposal and I can show them to you. But I don't today, but I did bring one that I haven't shown my students before. This is a Native American flute. It's carved, you can see, out of wood. Okay, it looks like this one has 5 holes in it. And this actually belongs to my husband. Native American flutes are used as part of finding their spouse. So a man plays the flute, and then if a woman likes the song he was playing, traditionally, they would decide to get married. That was the clue that if she liked him, she would come and listen to the song. That's how he knew that she wanted to be with him too. So I will play a little bit for you. So you can see that if I move my fingers just a little bit on the holes, if I only show half of a hole, it actually makes the sound go higher. So this is really cool, right? Do you think this is neat, Jonathan?
Yeah, I'll play it.
Yeah, you're not going to play it. But this was your daddy's. So this was
Can
my husband's. And believe it or not, he played it for me on our first date. So it kind of holds a little special meaning to us, too. So,
I don't any.
shh. We have a few other instruments in our house that are kind of odd and unusual, and I can talk about those later. But today I'm telling you about the Native American flute because it is one of those instruments that I'm sure not that many of you have actually seen. I'm going to show you really quick. This is a didgeridoo. I'm going to hold it really close. Don't look at the top part because that doesn't have the right information. A didgeridoo comes from Australia, and I have to tell you that when they become world music instruments, they're not so good about saying, ooh, this is a woodwind or brass or strings. They don't always fit the category. This one, I guess, would be kind of woodwind-esque. You can't call it brass because it's made mostly out of wood. But I can tell you that it is not something. So I'm going to play a recording of a didgeridoo for you. It is definitely one of those sounds that once you have heard it once, you're kind of going to go, that's just odd. Here's a didgeridoo.
Didgeridoo.
Look, there's lots of detailed drawings on a didgeridoo. Okay, then that's a didgeridoo. My 5th graders, you might remember this, and see, I don't have a card for this one, so I have to hold it clear up here. On the bottom of this book right here, is a koto. It's a long, flat Japanese stringed instrument that's played by plucking its 13th strings. So that's a picture of a koto, and I'm going to play for you.
That koto is Daddy's?
Nope, Daddy doesn't own a koto.
Koto.
So here's a koto and what it sounds like. So it comes from Japan, so that's really cool because we don't spend a lot of time talking about instruments from other countries all that often. So now you've heard one from Japan. And then this is the conga drum. This is a Latin American instrument, typically from Cuba. And my students at Central Park, we actually have a couple conga drums. And we talked about the fact that conga drums are not the same as African tumbano drums because if you look at this, they're not on the ground, so the sound can come through the bottom. Drums from Africa, like tubanos, typically They sit flat on the floor, so there's like a little edge underneath, so the sound can escape. But these don't do that. So a conga drum, like I said, is from Latin America.
Congas.
Play that for you. Oh, and they play really fast. Here's. No, not yet. Okay, so that's a conga drum. I will tell you that we have been talking about world instruments. So a conga drum is, of course, a percussion-esque kind of drum instrument. Please don't. Go see your father. This is a gong. Gongs are from ancient China. That is another world instrument. We do not have one of those at my house, so I can't play one for you, but I can play it for you on the computer again. So here is a gong. See if I can find a gong. There it is.
Gong.
So gong is kind of cool, right? That's another Asian instrument, although see, notice this one is from China, not Japan. And then I showed you the conga drums from Latin America. This is another Latin American instrument that's pretty cool. These are called pan flutes or pan pipes. So pan pipes also come from Latin America, and I'm going to play that for you. So this is the pan flute. Okay, so I'm not going to play any more of it because I think you get the idea. Those are, the pan flute is more of another kind of woodwind-esque instrument because you blow air through it. And then there are instruments that use strings. I'm not going to talk about a lot of them. I am going to show you, this is a picture of a ukulele. Ukuleles come from Hawaii. And the other day I thought we didn't have one, but I forgot that I inherited a ukulele. So I actually do have one. So a ukulele is like a tiny little guitar. And so this was my grandmother's ukulele. She actually could play the ukulele quite well. Me, myself, I've never actually tried it, so I can't say that I really can. Appears to me that this one needs to have its strings a little bit tighter. And since this one doesn't like to keep its strings real tightened, that means there must be a little flaw in the pins. These are the pins on the back. So when it's a stringed instrument, the pins hold it together. So this is a ukulele. This is what they use in Hawaii. This is a soprano ukulele because it's obviously quite small, right? It's tiny, okay? You can see it in comparison to Mrs. Sizemore. And then I also have a mandolin. This is another stringed instrument. Mandolins look kind of like guitars, but yet they don't. Mandolins actually have 8 strings, but they're doubled. So, and as I was telling my 4th graders, because I was talking about stringed instruments with them, the mandolin actually has the exact same notes to play a mandolin, and the same fingerings for a mandolin are the same as a violin. So if you're a violinist, consider mandolin. You could learn and be able to play it almost identically. So those are a couple of world music instruments too. The mandolin is actually more of a folk instrument for the Appalachian Mountains, but it can come from other places too. I also have a guitar, but I don't really consider guitar that much of a folk or a world music instrument anymore. It originated from Spain, but in America they use it in the Appalachian Mountains and a lot of different places. So it can be a folk instrument, but I I don't really think of it that much as a world music instrument anymore because it's so accepted in the United States. So these are all world music instruments. So I can show you some more about this. I'm sure we'll have another lesson on this coming up later. But this is just giving you a good idea of some of the instruments like the koto, didgeridoo, Native American flute. I showed you a mandolin and a ukulele. And the only one that I haven't shown you yet is like that kind of similar is a banjo. And I can play a banjo for you really quick. That also is another stringed instrument, but it's a spoken.
23.
Oh,
23.
sorry.
Banjo.
There you go.